day 9. I don't want to jinx this, but I do want to say that I feel pretty good about myself today. As you know, when I turn on this camera, it's the first time I see myself. And I looked in it, and I thought I could live with her. I could be her and be okay. Whether that is permanent or temporary, I take it, and I embrace it, and I thank God for it. Because it shows that it is possible, and it shows that it's on its way. Whether it's here or this is just a glimpse of it, it's coming. And that's exciting. I am loving that change. There are many changes happening in my life right now. Ever since May, life has just gone on this rapid movement. It's very hard to keep up. In April, the end of April, it was about that time, somebody at church said to me that God is on the move and he's moving fast, so be ready. And I remember I was just agreeing with it. I'm like, yes, I'm ready, let's do this. And then it actually happened. And there's that part of me that's like, okay, we can slow down now, I need a breather. But there's other part that's really excited about it. Because it means that good things are coming, that the promise is coming, that my dreams are about to unfold, and that's exciting. But it's a lot. Change and I have not always been friends. Next to getting stuck in the tubes at Chuck E. Cheese, which many do not know is a huge fear of mine, always has been, change is up there with it, may even top it. I stayed for a long time in anorexia to stop change from happening. It was predictable, it was comforting, I knew how to live that life. I kept a status quo where relationships all stayed the same, people all acted the same, we all had roles. And that was safe. I thought I was doing something to help prevent my fear. Because change is painful and it's scary and it's intimidating. I resisted change even in horrible circumstances when everything was pointing to death. Especially regarding my body. That fear, that trumps it all. The fear of a changing body has paralyzed me in many aspects of life. Because I'm so keenly aware of my body from measuring it and looking at it and scrutinizing it, I could tell you every little difference each day. It was especially hard when I go into treatment, where I had no control over what my body was doing. And I would lay there and I'd just cry myself to sleep and I'd have panic attacks over it. Because I felt helpless and out of control and change was happening and I couldn't do anything about it. The time that I had to buy bigger pants. That was a nightmare. It truly was a living nightmare. Because it went against everything that I fought for, everything that I stood for. I'm supposed to be shrinking. That was my life goal. And there I was expanding, and there wasn't a bad thing. I needed to. I needed to grow, not shrink into this life. I needed to grow into it. Yet, it was still so hard to be in that dressing room and realize that you're no longer who you once were, that you're changing. And it's amazing to see that fear of change is what brought on the habit of looking in the mirror, what brought on this challenge, really. Because I needed to stay the same, I needed to make sure I looked the same all the time. And because of that, I was always looking in the mirror, always body checking, always making sure things looked the same. I had to have a gauge. So it became that habit, it became an obsession, just to appease the fear. But I have something to say. If you take anything from me, let it be this. Change is inevitable. You can't stop it from coming. It's going to happen regardless of what you choose to do in life, where you choose to stay. Being in the eating disorder did not stop my sister from dying, did not stop my best friend from dying. It did not stop major life changes in my family from happening, did not stop me from moving. Life still went on, regardless of what I chose to do, regardless of where I was mentally. And we need to accept that life is going to happen the way it will happen, and we have no control over it. We can only control our response to it. Trying to prevent change is the most fruitless thing you could ever do, because it's impossible. So just let it happen. I promise you that if you do, that if you say yes to it and just embrace it, you're going to see remarkable growth in yourself. And you're going to be living a more beautiful, rewarding life. When I finally accepted that my body has to change, and that I have to change my mindset, and I have to let go, the amount of growth I experienced, and the amount of things that just came into my life, new opportunities, new experiences, were overwhelming. But it was all so worth it. And I just wondered why I resisted this in the first place. Why did I stop this from happening? One of my favorite sayings is that there can be no butterflies without change. You have to go through the metamorphosis to get your wings. You have to go through the change. That's where your beauty comes from. Nothing is ever worth staying the same over. I was willing to die before change. And I look at that now. I look at my life now and I think that was never worth it. It wasn't. And I want that same for you. I want you to see that what you're trying to resist, what you're trying to stop, is the very thing that could set you free, is the very thing that could give you your wings and show you the beauty of this life and show you life in color. So if you get anything from this video, it just be let it go. Let yourself be, let life happen. And embrace it.